Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, wow, man. I was like, shh. Everybody, man. Everybody just was standing around looking like the Predator going to get more stuff. Predator super scrap. He walking back and forth. Everybody looking at Lil Joe. Lil Joe on the top bunk looking like he watching his TV. Everybody just like, he ain't trying to come out and face nobody about this. Yeah, he don't want to face nobody about this because he already know that he's wrong about this, man. So it was past the point where we'll be like, man, you know what? Man, we gonna go holler at Reed about this. Nah, Reed just got fire snapped out of him, man. You know what I mean? We can't even go holler at Reed. So it was like, it was nobody to save him, man. It was nobody to save him, man. I promise y'all, man, the last item that it looked like the Predator was taking, man, it was a box. Now, you're supposed to give your boxes back after you move and get out the hole and you got the brown box. You're not supposed to have no brown box, man. But I promise you, man, that brown box looked like he had a Predator helmet in it, man. When I seen him, the last thing he was taking in the cell to Lil Joe, I looked. That Joe that looked like I seen a Predator helmet in his box. Man, I promise you, man, that man get in that cell and got comfortable, man. He got in there, got his cell situated, put his prayer rug back down there on the floor, got all his hygiene stocked up. He had everything straight. He had everything straight, man. And like now, Lil Joe got an unlimited supply of the D block, man. But will that D block come cheap, man? I don't know. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it was nothing else that we can do, man. So a little bit of time passed, man. I can remember it was this one dude that used to rap in there. I ain't even say where he was from, but he would rap and sometimes do the beat. So he kind of was taking charge of the beat making, you know what I mean? So like, we kind of was like by the table rapping this time. We was by the table rapping. I wasn't rapping, but it was some dudes rapping. The dude that usually rap, you know what I mean, play by the table, you know what I mean, hitting the table. So he like the freestyle. He was like a master freestyler. So he freestyling and he say something about Lil Joe. He was like, yeah, I won't go out like Lil Joe did. But I can't remember the rhyme he said, but it was something like that. I'll never go out the way Lil Joe did. Something like that. But he had said so. So when he said that, everybody was like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. So as he's saying that, we looked up, seen Lil Joe getting out the shower. You know what I mean? Lil Joe's getting out the shower. So everybody looked back like, man, you don't mess with us no more, huh? You don't mess with us no more. You like, man, y'all go ahead, man. Y'all cool, y'all chill, y'all good. Y'all good. He's scratching, y'all good. So the dude was like, the dude that was making the beat, he like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, Lil Joe, man. He walked up to the Joe. He was like, what's crazy? He's like, man, what's crazy is, man, you ain't there giving up your cheeks for the D block. He was like, I ain't giving up my cheeks, man. He got serious. He was like, man, I ain't giving up my cheeks, man. What you talking about, man? I ain't giving up my cheeks, man. Yeah, what you mean? I gotta give up my cheeks, man. I'll buy that from him. He had a serious face. Like if he was playing poker, this man be a master bluffer. He was like, man, I ain't got to do all that, man. What you talking about, man? This word. Next thing you know, his door open up. 17 open up. Zoe come to the door. Zoe was like this. Hey. He stacked the cups in between each other. He stacked the cups on top of each other. 2 plastic jars. He was like, hey. This word, Lil Joe turned around. He had a shower back. He was like, he caught the cup. He was like, man, give me some ice, man. Before this door closed, man. Everybody was like, Lil Joe was like, man, look, man, y'all tripping, man. He walked to the ice jump. He come back. He was like, he put the ice up. You know what I mean? You'll think that the old head Zoe get out the cell because the man just got out the shower. Like, give him some time to lotion up, get his stuff together. No. He brought that ice, put it in the cell. He came back and got a shower bag. Next thing you know, 17 closed. That joint closed up, man. You know what I mean? Like, they used to have they cut like right here, like, because a lot of people would on that road right there. Because like I told y'all, like you can just be anywhere by the tables and you can just look right in somebody's cell when you on the bottom tier. So a lot of dudes would have they cut like right here, not too far over top, but they cut used to be right here just because this for the like people just can't sit down and look straight in their room. So they had to cut like that. So people ain't know what was going on. But Lil Joe was saying that he ain't getting taken advantage of. You know what I mean? He's not getting taken advantage of, man. So I don't know what's going on. This man moving in the cell with a booty bandit. The only one thing I can think that he's doing is shake, rattle, and rolling, man. You know what I mean? But I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt, man, that this man is just a freaking D-block abuser, and this is what he's doing it for, man, at the end of the day, man. So, like, I didn't really know what was going on, but, like, the second time he had came back around us, man, he had came back around us the second time, and I was kind of late coming to this because he was already back by cell 12 talking to dudes that was back there trying to rap. So when I walked back there, I was shocked to see him. He was like, he gave me the look like, what, you shocked to see me? I was about to say, yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, what's up, man? Was you all right? He was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, man, you sure, man? He was like, yeah. He turned around, he started hitting the window. He was like, doom, 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 doom. Doom. The window used to sound hollow. He was like, doom, doom, doom. As he doing that, doom, 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 doom. I promise you, y'all, I was like, knew it, man. I was like, shh, that jump crazy, man. That jump crazy, man. I was like, dude was like, man, look, man, why don't you just move out the cell with him then? So I'm coming into like a conversation they was probably already having. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm looking, dude, like, why don't you just move out the cell with him then? The dude ain't really talking loud or nothing. You know what I mean? That's one of the dudes back there rapping. He like, why don't you just move out the cell with him then? This word, Lil Joe was like, and go where? Man, I owe the man $500, man. Yeah, where I'm gonna go at, man? I can't go nowhere, man. I was like, bro, that man let you get in debt for $500? He was like, I said, man, that's crazy, man. I said, man, look, bro. I said, man, come on, bro. I said, man, what do you, I said, bro, you went from somebody that was a cool dude, bro, like to now. He was like, well, I ain't cool no more. Just because I'm in a cell with Zoe. I was like, I ain't saying that though, bro. I was like, bro, you just moved in the cell with a dude that's a booty bandit though, bro. He was like, his face got super sad when I said that. He was like, he started hitting the window. Doom, 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 doom. Dude was like, so look, what you gonna do then, man? What you gonna do then, man? He was like, so I'm like, what you trying to get out that jump? He was like, man, like, yeah, man, like, I said, man, you in there shake, rattling, and rolling, bro. He was like, nah, he ain't doing that, bro. I was like, you lying, man. I said, you in that jump, man, letting the predator knock your toboggan off, bro. He was like, man, look, man, I'm trying to see how I can get out of this situation, but I owe the man money, man. I was like, man, that man let you get in debt like that. He let you order that many drinks that you gonna be in debt $500, bro. I said, bro, he finessed you, man. I said, bro, dude was like, that's what I told him. I said, bro, he finessed you. You let him finesse you like that, man. That man already know you can't pay for that stuff, man. He was like, doom, 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 doom. I said, man, move, quit hitting the beat, man. I said, you're not the beat maker no more, man. I said, bro, you need to figure out how you gonna do this. He was like, man, I ain't checking in. You know, I was like, bro, look, bro. That man gonna want his money. Any pod you go to, I'm just letting you know now. How you gonna pay $500? I said, you got some people on the street that can help you get some of the money, bro, at least, bro. He was like, nah, my mama ain't gonna give it to me, man. My mama ain't gonna give it to me, man. Dude was like, man, look, Weezy, the man in there, man, making him touch him, man. The man in there making him touch him, man. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, he keep making him jack him off. I was like, oh, it's too much information right there, bro. I don't want to hear it, so boom. This is the freaking scary stories that you will hear in penitentiary. Y'all wonder why I be telling y'all, don't come to this place. This is why you don't come to this place. This man just said that he's making, no, not even making. Lil Joe did this to himself. He's saying that Lil Joe is jacking this man off, man. Pause. This is crazy. I looked at Lil Joe. I was like, he was like, man, only on the late night shift. I was like, only on the late night shift. He was like, yeah, because he's super scary about if the police gonna catch him and we doing around and all this. So I say, so you ain't did nothing else with him? He was like, no. I'm like, I already know he lying because I scanned him. I'm like, shh, this dude, he admitted that he jacking the man off. Pause. I'm like, man, that's wild right there, bro. I was like, bro, that's wild. He was like, yeah, like, so he just do it late. Cause you know, after they count, after that 11:30 count, you know what I mean? He know they nobody be coming around again to the next count for real. So Yeah, he jumped off the bed one day, man. He was like, yeah, so one day I jumped off the bed to go pee one day. He was like, man, I turned around, that man was right behind me. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, right behind me with his shirt off. I'm like, man, you blind. I was like, bro, you welling, bro. I said, why you ain't turn around and hit his, I said, why you ain't turn around and swing on him, bro? He was like, man, look, I just been jump right back on the bed. He said, I only jump back on the bed. He said, man, that man came out his bed after that, naked. I was like, naked? He was like, yeah. He was like, that man was like, hey, you trying to knock off $100 that you owe me? I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, I want to knock off $100. He was like, man, I was down there 100. I was like, oh, I mean, you done jacked them off a few times, y'all, so boom. Pause. I was like, yo, bro, this is wild right here, man. He was like, man, I just did it, man. You know what I mean? To get some of my debt gone, man. You know what I mean? Like, he lying to us. I know he is. He in there getting his back blown out by Zoe. Because Zoe just ain't gonna want that. Pause. You know what I mean? So I'm just like I didn't lose all respect for him, but I kind of did, man, because I'm just like, he let like the D block take control of him like that. Now I'm agreeing to like how the habits are with stuff, like the hard stuff. Like, you know, you see it on the street time to time, people that freaking mess with the hottest chicken. And you know, you see it on TV before you get locked up or how people it is. But I'm just like, this is crazy right here, man. I'm like, man, he let this man finesse him. This was an easy finesse. I got the D block. You got what I need, man. Give me those booty cheeks, man. Pause, man. I was just like, yo, this is wild, right, man? So like, we just like, I was about to walk away, and the dude was like, Weezy, look, let me get your opinion. I was like, what? He was like, man, I told him, man, just check in, man, and don't come back out and go to another compound, Weezy, man. I was like, so you telling me you ready to go to the hole for about 4 or 5 months, then get transferred to another camp? He was like, I ain't gonna be able to pay him, Weezy, man. I was like, man, shh, hey, bro. I don't, the way you got this going on, I said, I didn't really even have no type of advice to give him, y'all. I felt like this was like over my pay grade right here. Like, what do you want me to tell him? What y'all want me to tell him, man? Like he should have just listened to dude advice. Just go to the hole and don't come back out. You know what I mean? Because right now he's in a predicament where he owes a man more money than he can get. He's never going to be able to get $500, and he was down more than $500, man. Man, this word Duzo know what he doing, man. The man straight gave this man this stuff just for he can freaking penetrate him, y'all. Pause. Like, it's crazy, but this is what he's doing, man. So like, you know, like he's back there trying to get some pep talk. Like, but as the conversation went on, I got away from that joke, man, because I said I don't want the predator to see me, y'all. So boom, that joke was crazy, man. I walked away. I went to go holler at my roommate. I had to holler at somebody about this information. I'm sorry, y'all. This was wild. This is wild. This is kind of like in the beginning stages. Man, listen, you have seen things and you have seen predators at work. But like the work with the narcotics was a different situation. You know what I mean? Like, plus the dudes my age, I know they wasn't falling for that because they don't mess with the hard stuff like that. Pause. Man, my word, I told my roommate, man, I said, man, say words. Lil Joe said, man, Zoe got him in that joint beating him off, bro. He was like, what? I was like, man, that's my word, man. That's my word. He was like, man, that junk crazy right there, man. He was like, man, that junk crazy. He's like, I don't put it past him though, bro. He said, man, because Lil Joe let that man move in the room with him. He keep hanging around that man. He was like, what you think gonna come with that? He said, the dude was just finesse. I said, bro, that's what I say. I said, the man should finesse his brains out. Real talk, man. Like, he fell for the major okie doke. You know what I mean? He fell for the major okie doke, man. So like, so my roommate was like, bro, listen, ain't nothing y'all can do about it, man. That junk crazy, man. That junk crazy, man. So like, I kind of like just like left it alone. Like, I wasn't gonna be the savior on this one. I gave him my advice, and it's up to him to do what he gonna do with it after that. So I say like another day went by, another day go. We didn't see him the next day. He ain't come out and rock with nobody the next day. So the day after that, we all back there again by the window. The dude that's hitting the beat, you know what I mean? He back that jump. Everybody hitting the beat. I'm rapping this time, a couple of other dudes rapping. So everybody kind of back there, you know what I mean? So as my back turned, it's like 5 of us back there. So as my back turned, I'm like this, I'm like, listen to the music. I'm like, when my back turned, that jump was like, I was like, I turned around, all you see was the dude's whole walking up like this. He's like, I was like, looked over at his own, so I was like, dude just stopped hitting the beat. Everybody turned around, looked at him. He was like, hey, look, Rob, hey, look, I'm gonna tell all y'all like this. Because I know a lot of y'all new to the system. But I'm going to say this one time, and I'm going to say it one time only, man. Y'all leave Lil Joe alone, man. Whatever y'all putting in his mind, y'all better take it out of his mind, man. Because that man owe me a lot of money. He owe me a lot of money, man. And where I come from, you get your money from the rough. That's where you get it from, man. So yeah, if he owe me, I'm going to take it out his ass. Yeah. Pause won't invent it yet, but I'm like everybody just looking at him like, he like, yeah, if he owe me, I'm going to take it out his ass. And that's just that. I don't care about none of that other shit y'all saying, man. That man ain't going no motherfucking well till he pay me my goddamn money. Yeah. Now, y'all want to pay the motherfucking money for him, then so be it. Other than that, shut the fuck up about mines. Like, I'm sitting there like, this is the things you go through when you get in the predator business. You see this? This is why you don't get in the predator business. A dude got to make his own choice. A nigga can't be a superhero to a nigga that really want his butt cheeks busted, man. A nigga got to make his own choice, man. He has to, man. And this is why I don't get into it with predators, y'all. So boom. Or get in their business like that, man. Because I don't have time for a predator to feel like he checking me, man. You know what I mean? I'm not in the shake, rattle, and roll business. What you checking me for? You never gonna be able to finesse me, you fucking maniac. I'm like this. The whole time he talking, I'm like, his last words were like this. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah, go hit the beat back. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, get the beat back. Yeah. 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 He was acting like the beat was playing. Everybody ain't doing. Niggas ain't even hitting the beat. He like, yeah. Yeah, mind your motherfucking business. Yeah. Yeah, he walked away like this. Yeah, mind your motherfucking business. He walked away like a psycho penguin. That's my word. I'm like, man, this is out of control, man. He walked away. Niggas was like, man, nigga, Lil Joe went back and told that nigga, man. I was like, man, that shit, ain't no saving that nigga, bro. I was like, ain't no saving that nigga, bro. That nigga don't want to be saved, bro. Real talk, man. He don't, man. Nigga was like, man, I ain't talking to that nigga no more. I ain't going nowhere near him no more. I was like, bro, I'm not saying nothing to that nigga no more, bro. I was like, cause for one, bro, any nigga that just want to get stuck in a predicament like that, man, is an idiot, man. I was like, man, that man just waiting on more D-block. That's all he waiting on, man. It's more D-block, man. You know what I mean? So we left him out the corner. Everybody went their own separate way. You know what I mean? I went and stood upstairs by myself, man. Actually, that's the only place I felt safe. You know what I mean? I'm looking at Zoe. Zoe out there, you know what I mean? He talking to another dude. You know what I mean? I guess he telling them, yeah, I went back in there and told them little niggas mind their business. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? He came and said what he had to say, man. You know what I mean? He laid his predator stamp down, man. But at the end of the day, man, like I was just feeling bad because I'm like, man, I don't know who the fuck you think you talking to. But at the end of the day, I was in the wrong. Like, I stay out of stuff, man. You dumb, you dumb. You know what I mean? You dumb, man. That's just how I go in penitentiary. I know it sounds scary, but if you just a dumb motherfucker, you just dumb, and that's just how I go, man. So like, I felt bad. You know what I mean? I felt bad about the whole shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, this shit wild as a bitch, man. So like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, the only thing that I could feel like that could probably like at least save him and tell him, talk to him and tell him, at least get the freak out that cell. I feel like the only person that can do that, man, was the nigga Reed. Well, Reed gets smacked by the predator, and we haven't heard from him since, man. Granted, when you work in that kitchen, that's a boss job. You got a lot going on. You getting paid money. Now you don't need help from your family, because once a month you're getting a check for like $60, $70. So that's your commissary once a month. So like, people that have those jobs, like, they don't be trying to fuck them up, and I get it. I understand it, man. But right now, we in the area, man, where like, yo, the predator is out of control, and like, you need to save your homeboy, man, before it's too late. You know what I mean? Before it's too late, man. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna holler at the nigga Reed and see, you know what I mean, what's going on. So I had told my man that I know work in the kitchen to tell Reed, man, to come outside on the weekend, because he usually be off on the weekend. You know what I mean? So my man gave him the word. So Saturday morning, I go out early as a bitch. Nobody really went out. I went outside Saturday morning. So when I see bro, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the whole time before all this was going on, I'm debating in my mind, like, should I really do this? You know what I mean? Should I really do this? But I'm like, Reed ain't gonna throw me under the bus. I'm just gonna let bro know what's going on, for he can just ride a kite or holler at Lil Joe and tell him to get the fuck out that cell with the predator. You know what I mean? So my man tell him come out. So I'm talking to my man. He was like, yeah, he coming out. He right there. So they probably was coming out a little late. The gate was still open though. So they on yard too. You know what I mean? So we was on the big yard. So he come out. So when I see him coming out, I get closer to the fence. And before he get on yard too, he pulled up to the fence where I was at. He was like, what's good, Weezy? I was like, bro, hey, listen, man. He was like, I already know, man. He was like, man, the only reason why I let that shit go, man, is because I ain't want to lose my job. And he was like, man, for real, guess what? I was like, what? He was like, I got fired yesterday. I was like, you got fired? He was like, man, over a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I was like, man, get out of here, bro. He was like, man, that's my word. The lady fired me, bro. She ain't give me no chance. He was like, you know how many niggas that got caught with sandwiches in that bitch? He was like, man, she fired my ass, bro. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. It's probably because I hit that nigga with that tray that day too. I was like, yeah. I was like, look, speaking of him though, bro, I was like, look, man. I said, yo, the nigga Lil Joe, bro. I said, man, he in there getting pounded. He was like, what? I was like, bro, the nigga pounding the nigga, man. He pounded the nigga, man. I said, the man admitted to us that the nigga Zoe was making him jack him off, bro. He was like, what? I was like, bro. I was like, bro, for real, bro. That's what he said. I said, ask anybody, bro. I said, man, ask the dudes that was over there. He was like, that's crazy. I was like, bro, look. Tell that nigga move out that man's cell, bro. I said, this all the only help I got left is this. It's letting you know for you can tell him to get the hell out that cell. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. He was like, man. He was like, man, I feel like this my fault, Weezy. Man, I was like, why you say that? He was like, cuz, man, like for real, man. I supposed to ain't let him chase that la like that and go to the whole Weezy, man. Like, you know, I had told his peoples I got him and everything. Like he was around me, everything was straight. I was like, when he went to the hole, that's what just made me join the kitchen. You know what I mean? He was like, wait, like crazy. He come back to the pod. I could have stayed in there. Like, I was like, shh, it's crazy now though, bro. I was like, yo, and the Predator dude came over there. We was rapping at my cell 12. I said, you know, we used to be at rapping and stuff. He was like, yeah. I said, man, the man came over there and basically told us we need to mind our motherfucking business, man. He was like, that nigga owe too much money out. And he said, if that nigga owe money, he gonna take it out his ass, period, man. I said, those is exact words. He was like, what? I was like, bro, those is exact words, bro. Those is exact words. He was like, shh. He was like, man, this shit crazy, Weezy, man. He was like, man, like, I feel responsible for this shit, man. I feel responsible for this shit, man, for real, man. He was like, man, like, he would have never went to the hole and got strung out on the D block. And, man, like, I just, man, fuck Weezy. And I was like, bro, look, just tell him, bro. I know you ain't trying to get in no shit, and I respect that, bro. I said, because fighting a Predator, that's a whole new ball game right there, bro. I said, look, tell that nigga just to get the fuck out of his cell, man. He was like, yo, get on the yard. Get on the yard. Me and him talk for like 5 minutes later. He was like, yo, you trying to get on the yard? So he was like, all right. Hey, Weezy, I'm gonna let you know, though, bro. I was like, all right, man. So we walked away, y'all. So boom. The whole time he was out there, I see him walking laps with some other old head dude from his city. They out there. You could tell the conversation was about that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he was throwing me under the bus, but like, I had to try to do something. I felt like that's the only thing left I could do, y'all. Like, I didn't have a whole lot of advice or like whatever, man. Like, this man is in the cell. He done got finessed. Now he's getting his back blown out. Now he's doing favors for the Predator, man. Like he's about to be a boy. You know what I mean? Like, and it was crazy because he still looked like Lil Joe. He still didn't look like, he didn't change his appearance. He didn't start acting sissy like a sissy. He didn't start acting like he was a shake, rattle, and roller, like, I'm super gay. Like, he wasn't acting like none of that. He was still the same Joe, man. He just was in that joint messing with that D block, man. It was like that D block took control of his soul. It took control of his soul, man. So, like, I did what I did. I hollered at bro. You know what I mean? And that was that. So, I'll say at the end of the week, it was like a Friday or something like that. I'm thinking we having chicken patty or something like that, man. It was like a chicken patty day or something like that, like a decent ass chicken patty day, man. But everybody was going. Like, I had saw it on the menu. I was like, I bought somebody junk. My homeboy had bought somebody junk, so we was going there prepared to mess this chicken patty up. So everybody was waiting to go. So we was on standby for child. So they had to let downstairs go first, and we was next. So everybody was just waiting. You know what I mean? So everybody just waiting to go to child. Everybody waiting to go to child, man. So I look up, I see Zoe and the nigga Lil Joe standing by 17. They both dressed for child. They like this. Dude Zoe like this, looking at TV. He looking at the TVs right across from him. He like this. He looking serious in the face. So they going to child. So everybody going to eat. So I'll never forget this junk, man. Like, soon as I had came down this, when they finally told us exit out for child, like, when I had came down the steps, because, like, I wasn't trying to be, like, last going, so I'm, like, in the middle, pause. So I'm coming down the steps, and my man, we coming down the steps. We see A pod and B pod, so we see the front door, we hit the front door, and we hit the front door. When we come out, I see two dudes standing on the wall. So when you come out, like, one building and two buildings connected, just like 3 buildings and 4 buildings connected, but it's kind of like a little slant. So when you come out, it's like a little slanted wall, then it slants into one building. So when we come out, I seen 2 dudes standing right there, but I get a couple more steps up. I look, I see it's Reed. Reed just got his skelly pulled down. You know what I mean? So I'm like, Reed about to put this work in? I'm like, man, I know he ain't about to, you know what I mean? So I get to walking, but I slow down when I pass him. I didn't want to speak to him. I picked it was him because I know Reed, you know what I mean? But it's dude standing on the side of the wall. Like, I picked it was Reed. I get a little closer up. I slow down. My man was like, come on. I'm like, hold on, bro. I said, man, you see, that's Reed right there, bro. He was like, for real? I was like, bro, he might get at the booty bandit, bro. He was like, man, I'm trying to see the jump. So we hit the fence line and just, it's kind of like everybody passing us walking, you know what I mean? So I look, word, I seen Zoe and Lil Joe come out the building. As soon as Zoe and Lil Joe come out the building, man, the nigga Joe, man, as soon as Zoe and Lil Joe came out the building, man, I promise you, man, the nigga Reed seen the nigga Joe. And this was like, he fucked with him enough, I guess, to do this, man. He seen that nigga, man. He smacked the shit out of that nigga. He smacked the shit out. He was like, wow. He was like, nigga, go over there. He did like that. He was like, look, nigga, that's a wrap for you and my peoples, man. Leave that nigga alone, man. This word, I walk up a little closer. I hear the nigga Zoe said, nigga, you acting like you want to fuck him. Man, that shit sounded so disrespectful, man. Like I'm telling you, man, like that, like you will hear some of the most disrespectful shit. Man, the nigga Zoe say, man, you act like you want to fuck him. Man, as soon as he say that, I see the nigga Reed reaching his shit. He swing the joint. Man, that shit, like he swung it like he had the knife pointed like this, so he got it like he can poke like that. Man, he swung that shit at the nigga Zoe. He was like, man, that nigga Zoe, man, that nigga weaved that shit like the Matrix. That nigga was like, that shit went over here. When he weaved it, that nigga got down, backed up like this. He got down, squared off with the nigga. So Reed like, what's up? What's up? Nigga ain't breaking it up. The CO come out. The CO was like, oh shit. He seen the nigga Reed with the knife. He got in the walkie-talkie and ran back in the fucking building. He ran back into the building. So them niggas squared off like that. He was like, what's up? What's up? So the other nigga that was with him, goddamn Reed, he walked up behind the nigga Zoe. So as he tried to get behind the nigga Zoe, Zoe turned around, caught him. I didn't know Zoe was left-handed. Man, Zoe turned around, caught that nigga again with the left. Boom, 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 boom. He just started wrecking the other dude. Boom, boom, boom. The nigga Reed ran up, trying to swing the knife. He was like, he hit the nigga a little bit. It was like a little hit. He was like, he was trying to get to him, but the other nigga was in front of him. That nigga Zoe was just wrecking. Boom, 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 boom. Man, police came from every motherfucking way. When you look, they was coming from 4 buildings side through the shortcut. When I tell you, we take the long way. They came out of 1 building. They came out of 2 buildings. The watch commander office got emptied out. Man, this is my word. They ran down that motherfucker deep as a bitch. But they was getting it, y'all. They was down that bitch getting it in. And they was just rumbling, boom, 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 boom. When they finally got them niggas and they made us go into the chow hall, everybody was like, yo, that shit crazy as a bitch. They made the niggas that was still out there go into the building. The people that was further up where we was at, they made us go into the chow hall. My word, we going to chow hall. Man, you just seen them niggas walking that nigga goddamn Zoe to the medical. He ain't had no handcuffs on. That nigga was like, that nigga shit was leaking. He was like, yeah, he hit me right. Like he won't like he was about to die. Like he wasn't looking like he was about to be unalive, but he was leaking. He had blood everywhere on him. He was like, yeah, he got me right here. He got me right here too, man. Yeah, so they walking them past. They took throwing them to the hole. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this junk crazy, man. I was like, yo, this junk wild right here, man. This junk wild right here, man. This is out of control. So they finally let us out after we ate. They let us out to go back to the pod. When we go back to the pod, we locked down. When we come in the pod, we look up, we see the nigga Lil Joe standing in his window like, you know what I mean? So everybody like, man, that nigga got saved like that, man. That nigga Reed saved that nigga ass, man. I was saying in my head, like, Reed told me, like, for real, like, he felt like he was responsible anyway, even though he wasn't. You know what I mean? So Reed probably was thinking the only thing he can do is fucking get rid of the predator for this nigga, man. Like, that shit was crazy as a bitch, man. So the nigga got down, I guess, because the CO came out and said that they was fighting, you know, whatever the case, man, they had still locked up the nigga Zoe too after he got out the medical shit. So the nigga went to medical and got fucked, you know what I mean? He went to medical where else got patched up. Then they sent him to the hole, so he was in the hole. So a little time that went on, that's when I had caught the dirty on. So when I caught the dirty on, when I went in the hole, the nigga Zoe was still in the beam, but he was about to get out. So the nigga Zoe had got out the beam. The nigga Zoe had got out the beam. I don't know where he went at. I seen him getting out. I don't know where he went at because when I came in the hole, he was in the same pod. I ain't talked to him. So when he got out, he was gone. You know what I mean? Man, I promise y'all, man, this is my word on everything I love, man. I'm looking out the window one day, man, because at first I was in the cell where I couldn't look out the window. Then they ended up moving me to another cell because my toilet got messed up. But that's how you run a play when you want to get to a window cell. You mess your toilet up. Then they'll move you. So I get to the window cell. So I'm looking out the window one day. I'm looking at my pod. I always try to catch my pod coming out for chow hall, whatever, if I can talk to them when they on the yard. Man, I look, man, I promise you, man, I looked out the window one day, man. And I seen a nigga Lil Joe, man, outside walking laps with the nigga Zoe, man. They was walking laps together, man. Like this time, that nigga Lil Joe was walking, that nigga was like this, that nigga was like. And shake around there rolling like he was looking wild. He was looking wild. And I only been in the hole with a month and a half, 2 months. Man, I promise you, man, this man got straight back with the nigga Zoe. Despite that these niggas trying to unalive him and everything. Man, that nigga went right back to Zoe, man. I promise you, went right back to Zoe, man. When I got out the hole, they weren't in 2C no more. They was in 2D. They was in 2D together, man. In the cell together, living happily ever after. The nigga got there reading them, got shipped. Niggas trying to unalive a nigga, man. You get shipped for that shit, man. But he couldn't fucking save the man, man. The man already got finessed. He already liked what was happening. And he must be like that. His homeboy, he must be like that. The nigga Zoe can always get the D block. He traded his soul, man, for the D block, basically, man. Like, that shit was crazy, y'all. But after that, them niggas was just together for a while. I think they ended up getting transferred, man. But like, just to see that shit, y'all, that shit was out of control, man. But that was a crazy situation. That's the end of the damn story, though, y'all. Man, I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Y'all know the count, man. Stay y'all ass out the way. Please, man. That's all I want y'all to do, man. But y'all already know what it is, man. This was a weekend banger. So when y'all do this one, like, share, subscribe. Let's go. But be safe out here, people, and stay your ass out the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes.